to V-League Center, your number one source for highlights, stats, and stories from the nation's premier Escatón Professional Basketball League. From buzzer beaters to behind the scenes, if it's V-League, it's right here. This is V-League Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the U.S. of A., another exclusive of V-League Center. It's your boy Ali Midawi, and today I got the man that once upon a time you heard me on this very same channel say, let him cook, let him cook. Coach Marion Wilson with the Savannah Hurricane on the Final Four. Super excited to hear your perspective. I know you have incredible accolades. I know you've created systems and you've created opportunities for many players over the years. And the V-League is not only grateful to have you and your contribution, but I'm definitely excited because you were one of the very first few individuals that were embracing and welcoming to me as I'm coming to a year anniversary with the V-League. So I'm completely grateful and congratulations ahead of time for the Final Four. What a crazy season this has been. So first and foremost, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling good, Ali. I can't complain. I'm glad to be here, and we're ready to compete. And so definitely looking forward to the Final Four. You know, we're returning. Hopefully we can get it done this year.
Yeah, you guys fell a little short last year from taking it away from the Bombers. And obviously, here we are again. The Bombers is in the Final Four. The Neptune is in the Final Four. The DMV Warriors in the Final Fours. And, of course, you guys are as well. The season started a little bit rough for the Savannah Hurricanes. I remember the opener. It was a huge deficit against the Bombers. And, you and I had some conversations. And, when the interview said, look, things weren't going exactly the way they needed it to go. We got some new faces. We have to make some adjustments. But it's a long season and we got ways to go. And here we are on the Final Four. So from your perspective to how it started and how it is right now, give me a little bit of, insights on the team, this season.
Yeah, it definitely is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we understood that. So, we got off to kind of a rough start back in early October, November. Like I said, when we talked earlier last year, it's like, we had a lot of new guys, weren't used to the physicality. So a lot of different lineups, we were trying to see where we were as a team. Chemistry takes a while to develop. I thought, throughout the season, we have started to get the right ingredients and that cake is continuing to rise. So we hopefully, as we get ready to end the season, we'll bring our best forth effort. I mean, I think all the teams that are here that are very deserving team, and anybody can win it. And so what we want to do here at the Savannah Hurricanes, definitely led by our owner, Lindsay Streeter, we just want to give ourselves a chance. And that's really where we are, Ali. And so I think we throw the ball up and let the players decide.
And you've done exactly just that. Your players, you have some veterans with an incredible amount of experience, and you have some new faces. What has been the one thing that you needed to work on to kind of get it where it is right now? Because a lot of us, we just see the court and what happens on game day. But I'm sure you would agree with the statement, the real work happens when no one is watching. So walk us through the system itself and how you developed it to get to where it is right
so,
now.
Today's modern basketball is a little different where, we just don't want to play a way. We want to be able to play multiple ways. Definitely looking for different type of matchups, seeing where guys' strengths and weaknesses are, understanding, still trying to make that chemistry happen at the right time, helping guys understand, thinking, 3 levels, dribble, shoot, pass, how to defend, slide left to right, just trying to get guys to think the game. We understand they can play, but can you think the game? Definitely from a coach's understanding, the importance of shot, time management, when to foul, when not to foul, things like that. And I think, just trying to give a lot of that to my players and taking a lot of that off my plate is where I was trying to get to.
In terms of developing leaders, it's something that, you may have it, but it definitely needs to be developed. And it needs to be a little bit of a trust between the players and the coach and really the organization as a whole. Talk to me about some of your leaders this year and what it took to develop them to the level that they are in right now.
I want to start with James Sinclair, definitely Leandre Christie. A lot of those guys been with me. I know St. Clair been with me for 4 years since we started. So, and I've seen his growth over the last 3-4 years where, he took a lot of the reins, and sometimes the coach is not always the bad guy. And as long as he echoes that message and understand, 1 through 15, 1 through 14, that we're all saying the same thing and we're all trying to get better. But the development goes not just on the court, Ali, it's off the court as well. I'm definitely active in their lives as young men because, I'm nearing 50. So I love to share the experience of, things, a walk of life of they're going through, not just on the court, but being better fathers, being better men in the community and all those things. So we try to share that because we're Savannah born and bred. So a lot of these guys grew up together. So a lot of the chemistry and growth and a lot of stuff we try to implement. We're just trying to make better young men.
Yeah. This season has let's just say the Neptunes and the Bombers definitely had the better results and stats out of the rest of the league. And their numbers definitely speak for themselves. And the trap of the favorites and it's the noise of the league right now. What do you say to that in terms of your preparation as not only an organization but as a coach to your players, as far as ignore the noise and keep the main thing the main thing? I mean, how do you prepare for the contender that you are facing this weekend, which is the Neptunes, and prepare for a back-to-back, battlefield, if you will, potentially, and God willing, if you guys make it to the championship?
I think because we're veteran laden, the other teams are just the other teams to us. So we understand we have to come and compete. The preparation, understanding what teams do well, what teams don't like to do. And so as a coach, you have to get your players to not think the game, but just execute the game plan. And so just understanding what those teams can bring. We're very familiar with the Neptunes because we played them, I think 3 or 4 times last year. They have some different players and things like that. But we understand that it's really not about them. It's about us. And so how we take the court, how we defend, how we rebound, and we don't beat ourselves, it gives us a great opportunity to win. So I tell my team, don't worry about the noise. Let them go back and forth. We'll show up and we'll be ready to play. And that's really what it is. Hopefully we can take the first punch and punch back. And that's really what it's about. And hopefully over 48 minutes, we'll be the team standing, last team standing going into Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Last year, you fell a little bit short. What do you think is different this year than last year that you can adjust and finish the job?
I think we got more depth on our bench this year versus what we had last year. And a lot of times, I thought we played an emotional game against the Neptunes last year, and it took a lot out of us. And so, turning around in 24 hours and playing the Bombers, who were the league champions, I think 3 times, almost going for their 4th. I just think that we didn't make shots. And that's in those big games, you have to knock down shots. And I think if my players had a do-over, they'd understand that. And so when the minute and the moment comes, you got to be ready to execute. And so that's what we learned. We learned that, champions a lot of times are not going to beat themselves. You have to beat them. And this is the reason why they're the champions. So, as we came this year and we prepared the team, we wanted to actually show up some of those weaknesses on our bench and be more than 1, 2, 3 players deep versus, carrying the scoring load and things like that. So I think we're better prepared and we execute the game plan and we play 48 minutes. I think we'll raise the trophy this year.
This season, the Neptunes and the Bombers both, for most of their games, beside the games that they lost, which the Bombers lost 1 and the Neptunes lost 2. Lost 1 as well. Sorry, Neptunes, don't get on my case. It was double-digit wins, double-digit deficits. As a matter of fact, in one game, the Neptunes beat the Steel City Reapers, I believe 157 to not even 70-something points. So how do you control a team that is known for high scoring and also having, mileage throughout the whole 48 minutes to go back and forth on both sides of the court? And especially you've mentioned that you have the experience and you have the depth. Is that enough to put a stop and keep him, within reach and even keep him from taking away the game from
I think a team that's high powered like that, for one, you can't give them easy baskets. You got to get back in transitions. You have to limit turnovers, definitely live ball turnovers. So the whole goal is to make them play a half-court game versus a full-court game. And you slow the game down and make them play through a 24-second shot clock. Make them go through multiple options and take away the primary option. So as a coach, you have to limit a team easy baskets. And so we understand, and a lot of times when you play a team and you beat them by 71 or 72 or whatever, a lot of times it's the opponent. So I understand, I've been doing this for a long time. So a lot of times you have to understand, don't give a team with that type of firepower easy baskets. Make them earn it.
Yeah. Obviously you guys are a contender and absolutely beast mode when you turn it up to the level of the Savannah Hurricanes. This weekend is not a regular season game. You know, the mindset is different, the attitude is different, the grit is different. Talk to me about some of your superpowers in your team and some of your super players, and what should we anticipate as fans and lovers of the game. You know, I know it's going to be entertaining, but give us a little bit of taste. What should we anticipate from your roster?
Oh, I definitely, I want to say my starting five, definitely 1 through 5, they can all put the ball in the basket, capable of all of them going for 20-25. And that's what's different this year. I think we don't have a weakness in our starting lineup. And then when we go to the bench, I'm not going to give players by name, but when we go to the bench, we have guys that can actually score the ball. But Ali, in these games like that, it depends who defends the best. So if you can defend and limit guys and play the right way, you can win. And because the regular season at this time means absolutely nothing. The Final Four is a new season, even though it could be, you know, it's win or go home. And so the hottest team, a lot of times, it could be over a weekend, and you can win the whole thing. It just happens that way sometime. But yeah, I have experienced guys. They've seen it all. We got punched in the face earlier in the season when we played the Bombers, but we understand that type of roster. Those guys are pretty good, and the Bombers always have a really great team. However, like I said, it's about us, and I really don't really worry about other teams. Long as I get my guys prepared and I put them on the floor, we have a chance to beat anybody.
Let's talk about the V League as a whole. Obviously, you've had a front row seat for years now to see the development of the league itself and the involvement, and you know, to where it's at. How exciting it is for you as a coach, as a huge component of the equation, to see it becoming where it's becoming, and the potential that it still has. But talk to me a little bit about, you know, where it was, reminisce a little bit, and where it is, and where do you see it heading, even for the young men that not only on your roster but in the league as a whole and beyond.
Yeah, the V League, I think this is our 4th year. I remember we were the new kids on the block 4 years ago. I think we're 4.5 years into it. But what amazed me about it early in the beginning was the competition and some of the type of players that were in this league. And I was like, oh my God. And we were kind of blown away. I remember when we started, we didn't have a lot of talent. And my guys had a lot of effort, you know, and so coaching was a little different back then, you know, a lot of horse nights and stuff like that, because you have to coach harder when you have less talent and kind of depend on effort a little bit more. But I am really, really excited about where the V League is going to go. And I think it's going to continue to grow and give guys opportunities to make money and get other opportunities elsewhere. And I'm glad about that. Hopefully it can continue to grow. You know, the distance a lot of times, because we're all the way down here in Savannah, sometimes is a logistical challenge. But other than that, I just want to play and I want to compete. And if I got a group of guys that want to go, I'm willing to travel anywhere. And so for me, I like where the league is going, and I hope it continues to grow and give opportunities to young men that want to still play the game.
Without a doubt. You know, your players worked hard this year to get to this point and had to overcome some adversities and push through some challenges. What is your message to your players as we are heading to the Final Four this weekend?
My message to my guys when we get to the locker room is, you know, it's not how you start. It's definitely how you finish. And so I thought last year we left some meat on the bone. And this year we're going to have a full stomach. And a lot of times life doesn't reward you a second opportunity. And so if we looked at how the season started last year, I think last year we ran off like 12, 13 in a row. But this season has been inconsistent due to other things, you know, lack of games, you know, guys not being able to travel for work, things like that. However, at the end of the season, as long as we come together and a common goal is to win, I think we have a chance. So it's really not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think collectively, if they take care of each other, take care of the ball, and play the game the right way, all you do is give yourself a chance. And as a coach, my job is to give my players a chance.
Yeah, well, and I can commend you for that. I've seen you on the sidelines. I can say different coaches have different styles, and I've watched you. It's almost as a partnership with your roster instead of when to turn on the mentor and the coach, and but most of the time you're talking to individuals, not talking through individuals. And I think you know the difference
Right.
between both. There are coaches who scream, there are coaches who sit back in the corner, and then there's Coach Wilson, right? I appreciate someone who is invested in the not just the talent but in the individual himself, and you definitely have showcased that. Lastly, a message to the fans. This season has been long and fun and full of fun activities, and even some cancellations with the snow messed us up a couple of different times here. So what is your message to the fans for their dedication to the season so far, and for what to expect from Coach Wilson? Because we started this whole thing with let him cook. So what are we expecting for dinner this weekend?
Hey, definitely a Savannah stew. So when the whole goal,
I love
goal, if I had to tell fans, and I think we grew in the city in the last 4 years, is that the V League offers something that is affordable. For one, really good basketball, guys that still love the game and can play at a high level. So come out. If you don't have a busy schedule on your Saturday, come out. I know we present here a family environment. We got interaction with the kids, the community. And so for me, it allowed me to give back after I retired from the military. So I would tell people, and I would tell fans, tune in. You can see people play at a high level. And if this is something that you aspire to do later on in life, then continue to work at your game. But basketball is a beautiful sport, and I'm glad what it's done for me. And so I would tell the fans to tune in and come to a Savannah Hurricane game, definitely.
Well poised, calm, and collected. He's like, I'm not going to say something yet. So wait until I get that trophy, and then I can get my emotions out. I hear you. Well, look, I appreciate you. The league appreciates all that you are doing. And ladies and gentlemen, obviously this weekend is going to be a madhouse. Saturday, double headers with the Final Four, and of course, on Sunday, the championship game. Just check out in the comment. You're going to see the site for the tickets, the address, and everything that you need to know. V-League Center is going to be reporting live, and we're giving away multiple giveaways, including 2-night, 3-day, all-inclusive trips to the Caribbean. So one lucky winner, or in this case, I think I was sold a few lucky winners because we're doing it for the first 2 games and then the championship game as well. So it's going to be excited. Last time I've done that was in the doubleheader between the Neptunes and the Bombers and the DMV and the Virginia Black Vipers. We gave away, I think, almost $30,000 worth of vacations. So I'm looking forward to hooking lucky fans out and just watching great basketball. So congratulations already to you and to your organization. Good luck this weekend. I can't wait to pull you on the sideline where I can get 30 seconds as always, and you're like, I gotta go, my man. But congratulations. Thank you again. And everybody, make sure you visit vleague.pro for all the highlights, stats, and everything that you need to know, whether you are a potential player that's looking for a team, whether you are a sponsor looking to get some visibility, and of course, if you want to be a franchisee and come in with your own team, all in vleague.pro. My name is Ali Midawi. He goes by Coach Wilson. Let him cook. We'll see you next time.
Ali, appreciate
everybody.
What's something people don't know about the next-gen streaming platform? Imagine a world where streaming isn't just about broadcasting your content, but about creating an entire universe for your audience to explore. Virtuoverse is here to revolutionize content creation. Traditional streaming is outdated. With Virtuoverse, you can step into a new dimension of interaction and creativity. Host events, create content, and engage your audience in a whole new way. Virtuoverse brings next-level virtual experiences where you're not just a creator, you're an innovator. Create your own virtual stage with stunning visuals and real-time engagement. Stream, monetize, and grow, all in one powerful platform. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or a game changer, Virtuoverse is your stage. Imagine having the tools to not only share your passion, but also to turn it into a thriving business. With Virtuoverse, you can track your growth, engage with your audience in real time, and celebrate your milestones like never before. Ready to level up? Join the revolution in content creation and entertainment. Open a free account today and start your journey towards becoming a virtual pioneer. The future of streaming is here, and it's called Virtuoverse. Don't just stream, create, innovate, and captivate your audience like never before. Join Virtuoverse today and redefine what it means to be a content creator. Virtuoverse integrates seamlessly with your favorite social media platforms, making it easier than ever to share your content and grow your audience. Engage with your followers, receive instant feedback, and build a community around your passion. And here's the game changer. Virtuoverse pays you for watching, adding, and commenting on other people's content. Turn your engagement into earnings and make every interaction count. Virtuoverse is not just a platform, it's a thriving ecosystem where everyone benefits. Join Virtuoverse today and be part of the future of streaming. Create, share, and earn like never before. Virtuoverse, where your creativity meets endless possibilities. Sign up at Virtuoverse for free today.
Welcome to V-League Center, your #1 source for highlights, stats, and stories from the nation's premier Escatson Professional Basketball League. From buzzer beaters to behind the scenes, if it's V-League, it's right here. This is V-League Center.